Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Kamen Rider Kiva. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself, then get us going. So remember, it's for me. This is all for me. So if you can't see it, it's okay. I know, you'll see in a bit. But this is just for me to get the placement down the way I want him. And we'll get him going. Oh, what did I say the 3 P's are? The 3 P's of my design are placement, pose, and I don't remember. I'm going to have to go look that up. I came up with a great one the other day. And it was fantastic, but I forgot it. I don't remember what it is anymore, so I'll go and look it up and try to get it back because it worked out really good. I didn't plan on it. I was just making stuff up as I'm sitting here drawing, and I came up with the 3 P's, the PPPs. And it worked out really well, so I'm gonna have to go back and find it and see what it was. Alright. Okay, so I'm going for a little bit of a different pose here, a little different positioning, just because this one's kind of cool. I like this guy. And so I'm gonna have this arm up. And again, this is gonna be a strange hand because it's gonna be a little different. But like I said before, unless we're doing different stuff, we're not growing. So we're going to get out of our comfort zone and we're going to draw different looking hands. Let me look in the mirror real fast. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so let me just add some detail now because I liked the way my positioning came out. Oh, let me add this hand. That would help, right? But I'm specifically doing it like this because his boot. I want his boot to be seen. So I want to get him in this position that you can see all the cool detail. Alright, looks pretty good. Okay, so yeah, now let me add some detail real fast and then we'll jump over to the Sharpie portions. So the detail also means his head. I gotta put that in too, right? I'm sitting here sketching and getting ready to move and realizing, hey, this guy doesn't have a head. We need to give him some heady goodness, right? Okay, and also I need to make some decisions about his chest here. I think, what is it, the big one? Hold on. Okay, so that's gonna go back like that. There we go. So the big one, 2, 3, then the middle one. Okay, so I just gotta make sure I had it right for his specific armor here. Okay, so sorry if I get quiet. Usually when I get quiet I'm concentrating, but that's okay. You're probably not even watching this anyway. There's a lot of people that just skip to the Sharpie part, and that's okay. I'm good with that. That just means I can sit here and say whatever I want and just make it up. Okay, there we go. It's got a lot of specific detail in them, so that's why I'm trying to get this right. But I like this guy, like a little devil man, Do you know about devil man? That's another one I used to watch. So okay, so let me talk about this. So whenever I talk about this Kamen Rider, when I used to watch it when I was a kid, it was imported and shown on this old show we used to have called Slam Bang Theater, and it was they'd show all kinds of stuff, kung fu movies or Japanime things like this, Godzilla, all kinds of crazy stuff. So that's the only way I'm familiar with it. Other than that, I don't have any reference, or I didn't see it beyond what they showed on our little silly little Saturday afternoon matinee fighting shows and stuff like that. So where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So I don't know much about it, and then I started looking into it. Like once I learned about comic shops and other stuff that was out there and whatnot, I found out about Devilman. And Devilman's another one that don't know much about. I just read some comics and saw a few old animations. It's just another one that was a cool show that I used to watch, kind of like Kamen Rider. So that's all I was going to say about Devilman. I guess I wasn't really going to tell you about it or talk about it. I was just going to say, hey, I like this. That was it. I'm just going to tell you about a show that I liked. Okay, so let me draw his head real fast, and that'll get us going with his features. But yeah, so anyway, I like this guy. He looks really cool. Very demon, very bad ace. Bad butt. Kick butt. I don't want to say too many bad words. I don't know how many smaller children are watching this. Which, you're probably not too small, right? Kids don't know about this stuff. Or care about my channels. We're all artists here. But, I actually still watch my language. Alright. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it so far. And so that's another thing that I do, is I do a lot of sketching. So I'm gonna have to erase a lot of this as well, but that's okay. I see where I'm going and I want to get there, but it's gonna take me a few sketches to get there, so I'm used to it. Alright, I think that's good. And yeah, I'm ready to go. So let me erase some of these sketches. That's what I was talking about. I do a lot of sketching when I do my drawings. So I don't need all the sketches, I just need the confidence lines. So I'm going to erase the lighter lines, and as I got more confident, my lines got darker, heavier, and those are going to take a lot more to erase, so they're going to stick around a little bit longer than just going over it with a eraser very lightly. If you're working with pencil, you just keep working. You just start drawing darker. I just want to make sure some of this disappears so the Sharpie will stand out and not the pencil lines on mine. Because remember, this is how I draw, and you draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. Okay, so let's welcome everybody that skipped over to the Sharpie portions. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find the things that a fine point can't quite find. So I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, so I've left myself a small ghost of an image that I can trace over. And so I'm going to start off with the Sharpie pen to guide me with the smaller line widths. I can control it much easier with this. Then I'll come back with the big Sharpie, or the Sharpie fine point. So let's start off with the face. Let's go ahead and give him his center spot. We're going to start right there, and then build up from there. And so I'm going to come out I'm going to do both sides too, just to make sure I kind of get it exactly the way I want. Okay, and then I'm going to go up for the first part of his like head horn. It's not a horn, but that's kind of what it makes me think of. I mean, he is very demon looking. So that's exactly what I think of. So that'll be the top part, the red part. Then we're going to do the eye. And that's going to kind of meld into it like that. I'm going to do the same side over here, or same thing over here on this side. And you're looking at it from a different angle because I've got his head a little turned, so it's okay that they didn't come out exactly the same. I'm just saying it's because his head is turned. I can live with that. Okay, so I'm going to come up for like a nose type piece, like that, just to accent that, and then I'm going to do his eyeballs. And come down. We'll do the same thing over here just to make sure I get it all consistent. And just kind of flow up here to this. I'm going to go ahead and make that a point because it kind of came out. And this outer edge, you don't have to do this. This outer edge, I'm going to start to thicken up. Because when I switch over to this big Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line widths. And I'm trying to prepare for that. So I'm going to do the other side of the eye over here, but I'm not going to thicken that up. That's not the edge, the outer edge. I'm just going to connect it like that. And then I can do his outer side here. Then connect it over like this. Okay, now this is like got a level to it, so we're gonna come up here like this, come up there like that, and I'm doing on both sides so I make sure that I'm consistent with where I start and stop. Go up like that, go up like that, and let's do that center part. It's going to be from the middle right here. Again, I'm going to do both sides just to, like I said, keep it consistent. And it's okay if yours doesn't come out straight or curved perfectly or anything like that. Remember, you're here just to have some fun. So enjoy it, have a good time, and just try to draw it straight or angled or perfect the way you want, but it's okay if it doesn't come out that way. Alright, so there's that little eye thing that's in the center there. We'll do like that. So I'm going to draw the back of his head, and I've already sketched out where I want it, so I'm just going to do like this. And again, I'm going to start to thicken it up. Not too much. Not as much as you're going to see this other Sharpie be. And look, we kind of lost the point, so let me point that a little bit more. Just to stress that it's there. Okay? Okay, so for the inside of his face, we'll do this side, then we'll grow out that side, because I do have it turned just a little bit so you can see more of this side over here. Let's draw his mouth. Or the center spot. I guess it's not really a mouth, is it? It's just a his armor, you know, that's in his mask. And I'm gonna come up like this. Connect it like that. And there are little spots inside of there. I'm just gonna do something like that. That'll be colored in later, so I'm not too worried about the way that looks. I mean, I like the way it looks. I'm just saying I'm not gonna worry about where the connectors are. Like there's a center spot right there, then that shaded that. But again, I can do that with color. I'm just kind of connecting the dots right now. Okay, and again, I feel like I'm gonna thicken up this edge. Good, awesome. So now I'm gonna come over here, do the same thing. Come up here like that. Draw that edge. Alright, so now there's like the wrappings around his head. We're just going to kind of do something like this. And that's for the back part of the mask. And again, thickening it up for my own purpose. Like I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. But now I'm going to switch over and you're going to see what I'm talking about. How big and bulky this Sharpie is. But it stands out and that's good. It screams at you. It says, hey, I'm a Sharpie. Pay attention to me. So for his neck, I'm going to draw the little middle piece, kind of like that, and it's going to go around here, come in like that. Then I'm going to draw his shoulder blades. Now, this first one I'm going to draw just based on my sketch. So I'm going to basically follow my pattern, or follow my draw lines, and see how thick that is. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to match what it's going to look like so it doesn't stand out as too crazy. Okay, and I'm going to stop right there. Again, because of my sketch, I know what's there. Now, he has chains all over him, and I think that's going to take us quite a while to do, so we're going to do it, don't worry. But I'm just giving you a heads up that we're going to be drawing some chains and some heavy armament or accoutrement. Okay, so that's one edge of his arm piece. But before I go any further, let's do this side, then we'll grow over, because hang on. So let me see. Also, he's got different pieces all over the place. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to connect that down there like that for the back of it. For his other side, like that, I'm going to add extra detail there in a second. I'm just kind of drawing the basics of it, then I'm going to grow it out like that. That's a big neck piece, I guess, is what that is. So I've got his arm up, and he's kind of doing one of these, and that's in front of everything, so I have to draw that first. So I'm going to come down here, and let's see, his chest piece is going down, but it stops right there because that's where the first finger is. And let's just build off that finger. So his arm's going to be here. Here's his shoulder, his arm, and it's pointed more at you. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw according to my sketch. So his hand is right here, and there's his pinky up. And I'll add some detail in a second so you see where we are, and it'll make more sense. Let me look at my hand too, see where it is. So the thumb is up here like that, coming down. And there we go. So a little thick there, but I'm going to fix that. Okay, so that being said, I can now draw his other parts. And so he's got a bracelet here, going around like that. You can see a little bit of his arm, and then it's bent, and it's foreshortened, so that's all you can see. And again, I'll add detail in a second. And this is where this shoulder piece is going to be right here. But there is some armor in the way. So, I'm sorry, some chains in the way. So, let's draw some chains. And we're going to do simple chains. We're not going to get all complex, like they should be like this, and not every single one is perfectly flat, but we're going to do that for the sake of the drawing. I'm going to draw one line like this. Then I'm just going to do the basic, chains around in the basic square position. Nothing too different than drawing basics like that. And what I was saying by specifics and mixing it up is not every chain is going to be perfectly one side. Where's my chain? Not every chain is going to be perfectly like this, where you only see one side of it. Sometimes it's twisted, but we're not going to worry about that because that's not what this drawing is about. This one is just about the whole character and putting some chains on there. Okay, so let's add some extra detail with this Sharpie here. Okay, and I'm just doing this to just kind of show that there's stretching and stress on that hand bent up like that, and so that's all we're going to see of the specifics of the hand. Okay, and that's his shoulder piece, but that's all you can see because of the chain that's over it. So again, that's all we got to draw. We kind of get away with a little bit extra by just drawing the specifics of that part. So let's draw the chain over here too. Again, I'm gonna do the same thing. Just draw like the lines And I'm going to start with the flat pieces like that. I'm going to kind of keep them close and keep them in the pattern that I want them in, just to kind of go underneath the shoulder piece here. And the reason I'm keeping them close is because that way the links don't have to be too long. Because if you do these too far, the links that connect them are going to have to be super long. So I'm just keeping it like this, and that's going to disappear behind the backside. So I can draw the links on the outside like this, still close, and I don't have to stretch them out super long. And that's all. See, we're just drawing like the typical cartoonish everyday chains. You know, nothing too crazy. Because again, it gets the point across. You're not being graded. You're not getting paid for the realness of the chains. You're just getting you're getting paid with the gratitude of enjoying yourself while you're drawing. Okay, so that's going to go over the backside right there. And so now I'm going to go ahead and draw the edge of the shoulder piece. And again, I'm going to thicken up the outer edge just to make it stand out, just to give it a contrast with thick and thin technical lines, I guess is the word I'm looking for. All right. Okay, so yeah, this video might go a little long. We got a lot to do. Okay, so his shoulder piece, it's going underneath there. It's going to come in here like this. Like that, and I got the chain disappearing underneath it, so that's why I kind of drew it out like that. And let's see, it's going to come back in there. Let me add some detail in the actual piece. It's got a certain look and style to it, so I'm just kind of keeping up with the way it looks. And see, there's something else I did too. Another technique is I thickened up these lines to kind of separate them from the chain, because that gets very busy. It's all over the place by the way it looks. So I just kind of messing with the line width just to mix up or differentiate the two lines. Let's go ahead and do his arm since we're here, finish this up. So his arm is just cloth, or the suit. So we're just going to draw basically anatomy to his arm here, to his forearm. Then his little wrist gauntlet, bracelet, whatever you want to call it. And then it's going to go back up the opposite side, like that. And so let's do his other hand. I'm going to add detail, but let's do his other hand. That way we're done with this. So his other hand, I'm just going to basically go like that. It's going to be that way, okay? So I'm going to draw his thumb, according to my sketch, out to his first finger, and I'm going to draw just as if you would a hand, just out like that. So I'm going to draw this finger out, and there's kind of a nails on there too, so I guess I need to add some points, but for what I'm doing now, I'm going to add just the specifics. Add the basics and come back for specifics. Okay. Alright, so let's add some specifics. Okay, and let's add some stress on the cloth right there. And there is kind of a patterned material like this. Okay, I'm just kind of do something like that. I'm gonna add a little extra detail to his wrist gauntlet here. And it does have a cool pattern to it, so we'll just kind of do something like, just to make it otherworldly, very, very strange. And okay, so this is a glove, but we're gonna add some lines here, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. There we go. All right. Let me close this off. Okay. He does have, what is all this? Some strange patterns in here. So let me just do a little something like this. And I say strange patterns just because I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of going by what it looks like. So when I say strange, I just mean I don't get it. But that doesn't mean it's not cool. It just means I'm only drawing what I see, and I may be drawing it wrong because, like I said, I'm just kind of going by the pattern I see. Okay, and I think that's going to be it for the armor right there. So for his chest, I'm going to do it with the small Sharpie and then build onto it. But these are black lines, so I'm just going to draw in the piping and just make it solid. A lot of times I just try to do the piping hollow so I can come back and color it in. But I think for this one, I'm just going to make it black. It's already black, so there's no point in taking my time just to color it all in later when I could just do it right now. Okay. And so let's see, so there's that, like that. And then there's this going up like this. And like I said, there's very specific detail to it that I'm trying to get right and also trying to leave room for coloring, because it would be cool to show the color accents too, not just me drawing everything. Because like there's a center curve right there, but again, I want to do that with color, not with the Sharpie. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave that like it is and move back over to the big Sharpie. And so now I can draw his waist, because all that's armor, so now it's just basically cloth rubber material. And let's draw his belt. Now his belt, I always talk about this stuff too, that I can only go by pictures, so I apologize if it's not 100% right. I'm trying, but I don't have one, and I could just go by the pictures that I see online. But I've talked about this before, that these things are ingenious, that they're already toys built in, you know, so as they're designing for the character, they're designing for the toys they're going to make too, and so that's pretty smart. Okay, let me add a little extra detail here. Okay, so some of this I can't do. That would probably just make more sense to do with color anyway. But I want to, like the chains, I want to do a little bit extra to try to make it, you know, a little different. All right. So now we're pretty much just drawing cloth down to the leg, and the leg is pretty cool, so that's why I was kind of excited to put him in this position. So I'm going to draw his pants down to his like boot. I guess not really boot, but like leg guardings. Okay, so that means his pants are going to be, let's see, there's a knee piece right here, and so I can draw the other side of his leg like this. So his crotch is going to be about right there, and then I can draw his other side to the other side of that, which you can only see a certain part of because of the way his leg is bent. There you go. So I can draw the back side of his leg. And we'll go ahead and just do this side because there's not much more we can do. It's material is what I'm trying to say. It's not not a lot of elaborate chains like we're about to do for the other side. So I'm just going to draw this out and finish this up. Oops. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Got a little too crazy with my lines there. Okay, let me add a little extra here so we're not just leaving it blank. And then we'll come back and start on the chains over here. You know I like to work with these smaller Sharpies anyway for the chains. And he does have, again, some piping that I'm just gonna do something like this. And not go too crazy. Ooh, I see it goes back here like that. Okay, let's see. And again, there's some more over here. Then there's the detail on his knee pad here. Okay, and his leg, we pretty much like his wrist part up there. It's got a little bit of an elaborate design onto it, so we'll see if we can throw a little something in there. A little crazy, you know, design. I guess that's the best word. I don't know why I'm trying to find a good word for it. Crazy design, that's all. Alright, so for the armor here, again, there's more chains, so I'm just going to start off with my, you know how I do, the center part first, and then, and see, I'm not getting too elaborate here, too crazy, because this is not the part that's going to be standing out. It's the boot and the design. It's just going to have some chains on it, so that's kind of cool. We just wanted to do something like that. There's more down at the bottom too. So let me draw the boot to show you where we are, and then it'll help you out with what we're doing. That'll give us, like I said, a little start-stop point. Okay, then you're going to draw it down there. We're almost done. So again, I'm just going to start off with the chain according to the sketch. And it's kind of going up too. Got another one like that. Again, this one's got one going up. There's more across the toe, so I'm going to go ahead and design it there. And then remember, I'm doing this according to my sketch, so I'm not just throwing lines out willy-nilly, as I like to say. How's yours looking? Awesome. Okay, so then the boot's going to be right there. We're going to have a little armor going across. I'll go ahead and do it with the Sharpie since I'm here. And then I'm going to do these. Okay, and I think that's it for the armor. Let me just add the little extra, like the front of the shoe, going over like that, bottom of the shoe, and now let me add a little bit of detail for the armor where there's like a seam right there. Fix that. Again, I'm going to make this a little thicker for the outer edge. I like to do that to make it stand out. Okay, again, there's a seam right there, a little bit of detail up here like this, and there you go. Oh, last thing. There you go. So that is Kamen Rider Kiva. Let's take care of the rest with color. There you go. Yeah, so that is Kamen Rider Kiva. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.